It's really exciting for the young guys, you know. I think that coming from Wisconsin, Big Ten football, I grew up around it. It was always cool to see, but like, I'm excited for the young guys to be able to compete in a league like that. There's competitive football everywhere we play, you know, and these guys are going to be able to showcase their talents from coast to coast.
Jon, you guys have a little bit of turnover on the offensive line. Coach, 2 tackles. What's your assessment of how the offensive line is going to be this season?
Yeah, I think it's a seamless transition, honestly. Coach Drev was actually with us last year. He was an assistant, so he knows all the guys that have been here before. And then we brought in a lot of transfers. A lot of people have played a lot of snaps at different schools. And then we have a lot of people who are young and ready to compete. You know, we have guys who were competing for starting spots last year, still got a lot of playing time. They'll be vying for those spots again right now. Competition breeds excellence, and these guys are going to succeed.
Stephen, with the new defensive coordinator, what are your thoughts on what he's bringing in? What do you think he's going to do for the defense this year?
His amazing energy, and then great leadership from the coaching position. From the first day he came in, he was real energetic, and he was real clear on what he wants us to do this year, and that's get takeaways for our offense. Getting takeaways makes us a better defense, and then also places Jon and them in way better positions for us to win games.
For both of you guys, how have you seen Dorian grow as much as a leader as in addition to being a football player during the course of your time together?
No, yeah. You've seen the growth of him. You've seen his growth rise to just another level as we started off in our earlier years here. You can see that he was young, and we all made mistakes. But as we started to grow, he's then got mentally tougher and physically tougher. I mean, I know y'all done seen him out there take a few big hits from some of them games, and he just learned how to overcome that, and then just also lead the group in better ways. And just with his courage, his strength, I want to say that's just a great example to how to lead the team from an action standpoint, other than words.
Yeah, same as Blay. He came in with us, and I think the biggest thing is, like Blay was talking about, him being able to respond to adversity is something really big, and that's been the nature of the whole team, you know. We didn't come in, have the best couple of seasons when we first got here, but he's always been the face of the franchise as long as we've been here, and he's a perfect example of how we've grown over the years, and he takes that leadership and that confidence with him, and he's instilled that in all of us as well.
Were you guys surprised he decided to come back for another year?
Not really. I knew he liked being here. I was a little bit surprised, but I mean, I know he wants to do everything he set out to do here, so that's why he's back.
No, yeah, I was a little surprised. But yeah, like Jon said, I know he loves UCLA. I know he loves being around us, and I know he feels that. I know he feels like he needs a little bit more to accomplish or even prove to himself.
Question for both of you. You lost a couple players to the portal, gained a couple. Is there anybody you think will have a really big impact next year that's new to the team?
Yeah, so, yeah, like you said, we lost a lot of guys. We brought in a lot of really great players. I think everybody has an opportunity to compete and contribute, but Raekwon is going to do great things for us, and I think Darius is a really instinctual player, and he's really smart. I'm just really excited to see both of them go out there and play.
For me, I would say Jake Bobo, big body receiver. I feel like he's going to make a lot of plays this year. And then on the defensive side, I want to say Azizi and Jalen Davies, both transfers, DBs, and I feel like they're going to play a big role in creating turnovers for us and then just fueling this defense with a lot of energy.
Azizi's taken kind of a unique path to UCLA. What do you think that's taught him, and what does he bring to the table as a player?
He brings great leadership. He's one of the older ones on the defense, and from the first day he came in, he just wanted to be around the guys and spend every second with us. When we're on the field after practice, he's one of the guys that brings us out there and makes sure we all out there as a collective in a group. And then he's just hungry. I want to say in spring he led us in turnovers. So yeah, a hungry leader that's just ready to play and get out there.
The circumstances of the bowl game not being played, does that drive that hunger to come back and really achieve something this year?
I think that hunger comes from just the season overall. Yeah, we went 8-4, but we felt we left a lot on the plate. So that was success breeds confidence, but that was just like a building block towards what we're really trying to accomplish this year. And that comes from attacking every single day with the same mentality.
What have you seen thus far from them in the springtime? Very competitive in the spring.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
some of the guys are
Last question.
During the recruiting process, there's been so much made kind of in the national media about exposure, TV money, that sort of thing. But when you're a recruit, how much does things like TV exposure and visibility and the perception of a conference that program's in really matter? Like, when you guys were coming up, how much did any of that matter to you at all?
That had no impact on my decision personally. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I was committed to Princeton before Coach Kelly gave me a call. The biggest things I was looking for, like Sam Marazzo will tell you, he kind of hates me. I had him go to a class on Friday because I wanted to sit in and see. I was more interested in the academics, and then I knew UCLA was playing big-time football. So divisional football is divisional football, and like if you want to play good comp, you go anywhere in the country. But my biggest deciding factors were academics first and football second, playing on a big stage.
No, yeah, I can say the same with me. All the things you just mentioned, it didn't really play a role in coming here for me. Just the competition, and then the guys I'll be practicing with, and then the coaches that will be coaching me. That's the only thing I look forward to. Even when I know they were transferring over to Under Armour, that played no role for me. I just want to come play as a Bruin and play with some great coaches and players.
Cal and UCLA have been playing since 1933. You guys have any thoughts about maybe losing that, historic rivalry?
Do you feel like UCLA truly
No, yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, things happen. Yeah, that's all I can really say. Change happen. You lose things in life, and you got to move on from certain things. I'm just glad that we're able to at least keep one rivalry as we move over to the Big Ten.
You guys talked about impact transfers. What about guys that were here last year returning? Is there anybody who you think that's going to take a big step up this year?
I think the offensive line can speak to that the most. We had a lot of guys who played a lot of snaps at different positions, and Coach Dre brought in guys to compete with those guys. We have a lot of young guys who may not add an impact right away. They might be next year. We'll be asking them these same questions, but like competition, like we have a lot of guys in a lot of spaces where people could compete, and it's cool to see how people approach the game differently and what people will do what it takes to win, and that's what you need on a team. You want people to be hungry.
Where do you feel like this team is going? How does UCLA kind of help you to balance being a student and being an athlete?
Real big. Going to a UC, you know that academics plays a big role over here. So balancing two out is just huge. And then I want to say coming in our first years here, Coach Kelly was big on academics, making sure our GPAs were high and that we stood out not only on the field but also in the classroom.
Yeah, same here. Coach Kelly was always speaking on that, and just the standard of excellence at UCLA is in every field you approach.
How did you go about choosing your majors?
Oh, so I knew since I was like 16. I knew I wanted to graduate in 3 years. Like I had a whole little plan dealt out, and I knew I wanted to be focused in like race, ethnicity, and politics. So that's what my focus was in. And then when I first got here, my summer classes, I met with my academic counselor. I was like, I want to graduate in 3 years. I want to get out with a poli-sci degree, and I knew what the focus was. And then the classes I take, the thing I really enjoyed about UCLA is a lot of classes overlap too. So I was able to take a lot of AFAM classes, and then that ended up helping me graduate with a major and a minor in 3 years.
I've always been interested in deeper thinking and just going further into questions that really don't have no answers to it. So philosophy, I felt, was just the perfect major for me.
Jon, why 3 years? Why was that so important for you?
Biggest thing is I always planned on being here for 5 years, so I was like, I want to get a undergrad degree and a master's while I'm in college. Like while it's free, let's take advantage,
With poli-sci, it's fascinating because football has produced so many leaders in politics. Dwight Eisenhower played football, Gerald Ford, like it's this long list, Kennedy. What is it about football specifically that produces people that do go into that arena?
I think the political landscape is all based on people and your connections. And I think football is a perfect example of that. You have a locker room that has people that come from all around the world and all around the country and all these different backgrounds. Like for me, example, like I'd never met a Polynesian person before I came to UCLA. I had to understand how to talk to people who didn't have the same cultural background as me and understand how I can relate to them best. But the football locker room is the most It's the most ideologically sound version of America, where a lot of people from different backgrounds that have different beliefs come together towards one common goal, and that's to succeed.
What's been a favorite class of yours?
Black Horror class with Professor Du. I think we went over so many movies that I watched, and like understanding the social commentary, especially from directors like Jordan Peele. Like hope y'all saw Nope. Like that was a good movie. But Blaine and I were just talking about it yesterday. But like classes like that, and then everything under the AFAM landscape was really interesting for me, because understanding that Black history is American history, and understanding just how deep the roots of slavery are in this country and how we can work to fix everything that's occurring.
For me, one of my favorite classes probably was an English class of mine my sophomore year, just because with all the essays we have to write, everything was a personal topic. So with our professor just letting us open up more in the papers, which is something I'm not really used to in classes, was amazing to me.
How much do the past UCLA players that got drafted or in the NFL now, how much do they reach back to you guys, and how much do you guys converse with them?
A lot. Past UCLA players and then just NFL players, they're always up on the campus during the summer, so we see them a lot. Dimitri Felton, Osa, all of them. And then staying in touch, Q Lake, he's at the Rams, so we see him a lot, talk to him a lot. Somebody I'm still close to. And then even all the other guys. It was a love thing this past year and then even the years before, so staying in touch, talking at least here and there is something that's going to always be happening.
Yeah, you can pull up any given day and find an NFL player on UCLA's campus at our field. And I think seeing that and the professional approach is really good for us. And then just like the mentorship that they can provide. Like I practiced against Osa for 3 years of my career, and he showed me I have so much to work on, and he proved to me that I can do it too,
What do you feel like you guys most learned about yourselves, but most exposed in that game against USC?
We got to keep the main thing.
So, can you repeat the question, please?
What do you feel like you learned the most about yourselves in that win against USC? What do you feel like you exposed the most, going against them?
I feel like we learned how to fight. As you all have seen early in that game, I want to say like the first 3 drives, it was a back and forth thing. We had turnovers on offense, and then it was just left to the defense to see what we can do. If we could keep us in the game, or if we just want to blame the offense for the field position we're in and just give up points. That was something we didn't do. We stuck alone. We fought and made sure that if anything, we was going to create a turnover or at least give up 3 points. And at the end of the day, it worked out. And then some things to learn. It's just don't take your foot off their neck. It was a few times that we gave a few big passes, a few big runs right before the half or right before the quarter end. So just keeping our foot on their necks, just to not let them get back up in the game. Letting people get life is something that can be scary sometimes, because as people gain life, we lose energy. And so I want to say that's something we learned, just to stay consistent throughout the whole game.
Your coach said that the defensive backs are big and strong this year, and that was some of the problem earlier last year, giving up a few touchdowns at the end of the games. What area have you guys improved in?
Just staying fit. Towards the end of the game, like you said, giving up touchdowns, being fatigued, whether it's physically or mentally. So just knowing where to be at, and then just knowing which techniques will be better for us, whether we're tired or just depending on the coverage or quarter.
John, when you guys lose a coach like Justin Fry, what is that transition, or what has that just kind of been like, having a new face, kind of leading that group for you guys, and obviously what he was just doing as an offensive coordinator as well?
Yeah, so like I was saying earlier, we lost a lot of guys both in the coaching staff and players-wise, but Coach Joe was here before, so the transition was really seamless. He didn't have to come in like create a new mantra. Like, he carried a lot of the same ideas. That's why he came to us a year ago as an assistant. And the biggest thing that I get from him is just he coached professionally. He coached an offensive line that played in the Super Bowl. Like, who else would you want to learn from, And that takes nothing away from Coach Fry. Just Coach Drev has a lot of experience that we can all learn from.
And Blay, obviously a new defensive coordinator, and some other position coaches. What has that been like? Is the defensive energy changed? I know too, you don't have Q Night, Q Late. What has that energy been like on that defensive side?
The energy is still there. Like, if you guys come to the practice, we have a lot of energetic young cats. Devin Kirkwood, I want to say I've never seen him down, really. So every time he steps on the field, you're going to always hear him talking. And then he always make plays, so that's endless energy right there. And then even from the coaches, from the outside linebacker, inside linebacker, to the defensive coordinator, I feel like they're all on the same page with what they want to do and what we want to accomplish. And their energy is on the same level. Whenever we walk into the meeting rooms, whether it's special teams, regular position meetings, or a group meeting, everybody's locked in, but the energy is always there. Good mornings, big good mornings. Nobody ever walks in dry. We always talking, and you want to say the energy is there. If anything, it's more up than last year, even though we have lost Q Night.
It sounds impossible.
Yeah, just meet. You just have to meet Coach Belton. You'll see why it's possible.
How has NIL kind of made everybody on the team more financially conscious and aware?
For me personally, NIL hasn't changed anything. I'm an offensive lineman. I just mind my business. I don't know. I have 3 cats and I chill with my girlfriend. I'm not really concerned about the NIL stuff. I think it creates really good opportunities for those that want to utilize it, though.
Yeah, for the team overall, I feel like it's great. We already had a talk earlier in the year that if you're going to be profiting off of anything or be in some big NIL deals, don't put it before the team, because at the end of the day, we're here to play football and win championships and turn this program into something greater than what it was these past few years. But it's great, though. A lot of the young guys and even some of the older guys found some ways to put some money in their pocket. But other than that, yeah, I feel like it's a great thing.
How important is it to bring UCLA back, like you just said?
Joe Grady from Dave.
Where they've been
How
before.
far is
And, you know, you're down 2 years, then you won 2 games last year. How much pressure, both of you, can put on yourself to keep UCLA at a high level?
No pressure, because well, all that, I just feel like that's what makes the game more exciting. You got to set expectations for yourself, and then when you set expectations for yourself, you just raise your level of play, whether that's physically and mentally. So diving in the playbook some more, doing some more drills, stretching some more, just to be more flexible, to be more athletic out there and create plays for the team. So yeah, I don't believe it's no pressure. At the end of the day, we all go out there to play football. Yes, we want to impress the fans and the coaches in this game of entertainment, but at the end of the day, it's no pressure. We go out there, we go out there and we play ball, but at the end of the day, we do want to be great and bring this team and this program to be something greater than it was before, and we do that just by playing ball, being ourselves, not making the game bigger than what it is.
Yeah, I think Blake summed it up perfectly. Like, there's not much pressure. It's more so just a matter of we want to do our job because we're competitive. At the end of the day, everything will handle itself. We handle our job on a day in, day out basis. Everything will handle itself. We can't make anything bigger than what it is.
Stephan, for the secondary, you guys added some big name transfers, Jalen Davies, Azizi Hearn, as well as the young kid Devin Kirkwood. You and Mo on the back end, you know, you guys are veterans there. How have you seen the secondary progress in the springtime with some new guys in there? A new starter in Devin.
It's huge. I want to speak on Devin Kirkwood. I feel like he stepped up to this role, and he just loves it. Being CB1 as a young man, he looks forward to it. He works very hard. And then with Jalen Davies and Azizi, those are fantastic players. Like I said, Azizi led us in turnovers, I believe, this spring. And then Jalen Davies, I want to say he had about 2 interceptions, but it's diving for the ball. It's disguising coverages that the quarterback may not see, picking off routes. So yeah, adding them 2 to the back end, and then just the confidence level that Kirkwood has is big for us. And then yeah, me and Mo in the back end with Kenny Churchwell as well. Yeah, I just feel like it's going to be a great group overall.
Love it. And John, you guys lost 2 bookend tackles, and Alec Anderson, Sean Ryan. You guys have a lot of experience returning from the interior linemen. How have you guys seen the new tackles playing out in springtime? You guys obviously didn't have Raekwon Neal there. Jalen Jeffers is coming in as well in fall camp. How are you guys feeling about the offensive line coming in here?
And we're feeling really good. You know, we brought, like you said, we brought in a lot of people, and we have a lot of young guys vying for the spot too. I sound like a broken record here, but competition breeds excellence. Like, we competed a lot during the COVID season, and you saw some of the results last year, dominant games from the offensive line. And we're just going to build on that now. We got more spots open. We got more people that want the spots. So the 5 best will play at the end of the day.
And last question I got for you, was there any younger guys that stood out when you guys were in spring camp? You were like, hey, this kid's coming along, he might be...
Honestly, like, all of them, I sound... team, right? To watch freshmen transition to their sophomore year, sophomore transition to their junior year, people become more confident in themselves, become more comfortable where they're at, and to see like that competitive drive kind of kick into that too, because you realize your clock's winding down a little bit. I feel like a proud older brother, just of some sorts,
Our players take
Thank you.
Hey, I wanted to ask both of you. Darius Mwasa comes over from Hawaii. I guess, what has he brought to the team?
Him being physical. When he first came in, he wasn't much of a talker. I want to say he was kind of shy with the group, but as we stepped out there, as we got in the meeting rooms with each other, and then as we stepped on the field, you see that this is a smart young man that just came over to help us be a great defense, and then just the physicality he brings to defense, filling the hole, calling out pulls or whatever before the play starts. So yeah, it's amazing to have him on the team and just have him be on the defense with us.
And then John, I was going to ask you, he played a ton in the backfield when he was in Hawaii. He was able to get into the backfield. Was he a guy that was causing havoc for you in spring? Is he quick, or is it just physicality?
Yeah, no, he's an instinctive player. Like Blay was saying, calling out pulls, calling out plays. Like, you can tell he takes his time. He's very detail-oriented, and he's a hard-nosed linebacker. And that's all you really want out of a linebacker. You want people that know what they're doing and people that hit hard.
Has he opened up a little bit since?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. He's actually very, very good at Call of Duty.
John, Josh Woods told me that you're pretty good in the kitchen. I think Tito got a lot of the hype for being the cook last year, but he said you weren't bad yourself. What are some of your favorite things to cook?
Tito's my boy. We were roommates our first 3 years, so we were just whipping up in the kitchen. Okay. Dorian came, took some Oreo balls from our freezer one day. Like, yeah, Tito's my guy. But favorite things to cook: homemade pasta. Anything with rice. My whole thing is, like, I want to keep challenging myself, and I think the article on Tito said a lot. Like, we're very similar. Like, he's detail-oriented, wants to make the best. I watched him stay up till 3 o'clock on the weekends trying to make the perfect cinnamon rolls, like stuff like that. Like I have that same approach, and just understanding, like, I want to make the best dish possible, and like I think cookies is an expression of love, and I want something somebody just loves.